Let's kick things off with a pretty wild idea. Think'st thyself a puny form, when within thee the universe is folded. What if everything we're about to talk about isn't about looking out there, but looking in here?
All right, welcome. We are diving into the science of seeing, and it's probably not what you think. We're going to explore this really radical idea that your own consciousness can perceive things way, way beyond the reach of your five senses. Yeah, we're talking about the world of remote viewing. Okay, so where does an idea like this even start? Well, believe it or not, it starts with physics. The core concept is that your consciousness, your awareness, isn't just locked away inside your skull. It's bigger, way bigger. The scientific term for this is non-locality. And get this, it's the idea that tiny particles can be connected instantly no matter how far apart they are. It was so weird, Einstein himself famously called it spooky action at a distance. So the big question is, what if that same spookiness applies to us, to our own minds?
So here's how you can think about it. On one hand, you've got our normal, everyday way of thinking, right? My mind is in my body, I'm a separate person, you're a separate person. Kind of like we're all just individual waves on the ocean. But this other idea, this non-local awareness, it says we're not the waves. We are the ocean, experiencing itself through all these different waves. We're all part of one massive connected field.
And look, this isn't just some philosophical fluff. We're talking about one of the founding fathers of quantum mechanics, Erwin Schrödinger. He put it so bluntly, it's kind of shocking. He said, the total number of minds in the universe is one. Just one. A single unified field of awareness.
Okay, I know. That sounds pretty out there. So, is there any actual evidence for this? Let's take a look at how this idea goes from just a wild theory to something scientists have actually observed.
For decades, researchers have been poking at this. I mean, you had experiments published in mainstream physics journals where it looked like photons, particles of light, were actually changing their behavior based on what a scientist was going to think in the future. Wild, right? And then at Princeton, they found that a person's intention could literally nudge the output of random number generators. The mind was affecting machines. But here's the part that really blew my mind from those Princeton studies. When they had two people who shared a close emotional bond focus their intention together, the effect wasn't just doubled. It wasn't 2x. It was 10 times more powerful. That's exponential. It shows you the incredible power of a unified collective consciousness. So, okay, if our minds are plugged into this, this non-local field, how do we actually tap into it? This is where we go from the what to the how. We're shifting from big ideas to a practical skill, something people call remote viewing, or the way of the seer.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question, right? So, how does it actually work? Is there some secret code or complicated technique? Well, the answer might surprise you. It's actually way simpler than you'd think.
It all starts with getting quiet. You have to quiet the chatty, analytical part of your brain, that intellect. You sink into a deep, meditative state. And then, and this is key, you don't try hard, you don't strain, you just gently intend to know or see the target. And then you just let go. You let the information bubble up as a feeling or an image or just a sudden knowing. The trick is to learn your own unique intuitive language. It's all about receiving, not forcing or guessing. And the way you approach this is absolutely crucial. See, some of the old military programs, they tried to develop this one skill in isolation, what they call asymmetric development. And it often led to some really negative side effects. The holistic way, on the other hand, is about developing the whole person. It's about wisdom and balance. And when you do that, these abilities just kind of unfold naturally. It's much healthier and way more effective.
All right, now let's zoom out. I mean, way out. If this kind of connection is possible for people on Earth, what could it mean on a cosmic scale? We could be talking about the ultimate Rosetta Stone, the key to communicating across the stars.
Just think about it for a second. The distances are just insane. The source material puts it perfectly. The speed of light is just too damn slow. I mean, if you send a hello to a star system that's 1,000 light years away, it takes 1,000 years to get there. They send back, hey, what's up? That's another 1,000 years. Your whole conversation takes 2,000 years. It's not going to work. So it makes perfect sense that any truly advanced civilization out there wouldn't be trying to build a faster spaceship or a faster radio signal. They'd be using a completely different system, one that just sidesteps space and time completely.
And this is that system,
consciousness-assisted technology. Can you imagine that? Advanced electronics that plug directly into coherent, directed thought, a machine that uses consciousness itself as the network, allowing you to send a thought or a feeling instantly across the galaxy.
Okay, so let's reel it all the way back in. From alien civilizations and cosmic communication, right back to you, sitting here right now. Because this isn't some superpower for spies or gurus in a cave. This is for everyone.
You know the famous remote viewer Ingo Swann, a guy who worked on those top-secret government programs? He was totally clear on this. He said that every single person who is awake and aware has the ability to do this. It's not magic. It's an innate human skill we've just forgotten how to use.
And you can start playing with this right now, today. Turn it into a fun little game. The phone rings. Before you look, just take a breath and see if you can get a sense of who it is. Before you open an email, feel who it might be from. Someone's at the door. Who is it? Every single day gives you dozens of chances to just practice tuning in.
The principle behind it all is actually really beautiful and simple. It's the idea of a hologram. You know how if you smash a holographic plate, every single tiny little piece still contains the entire image? Well, consciousness is like that. The whole is in every part. Every single one of us contains the pattern of the whole universe.
So that brings us back to where we started. If that ancient quote is right, if the entire universe is truly folded within you, if you have access to everything, what will you choose to see?